Good afternoon, guys. So today we're going to start disassembling Dan. On my last video I started talking about doing the T56 swap on him, and that's going to start today. Now, how long this is going to take? Not a clue. How long do I want this to take? 2 weeks at max, maybe a month. Now, I work a lot of hours, I work a lot of days, and this is just stuff that I do on the side. And I have a little bit of time today to start working on it. I'm going to have a friend stop by. Me and him are going to start taking the interior apart. And hopefully I can get the interior stripped on this thing today. Now I plan on pulling the dash, the seats, the ECU out for the LS, the seat rails, everything's coming out of the truck today. And then we can start the disassembly later for the transmission. Sadly, tomorrow I won't be able to work on the truck as my schedule has me pretty much working in the middle of the day. So this is going to be an on and off again project, but I hope to not have them down for too long. And so after doing all the work to this, like I said, I hope to have the T56 in it in roughly 2 weeks to a month. There's going to be some wiring, there's going to be some cutting, drilling, you name it. But I know that the process is going to be worth it in the end. So take a good look at the interior, because I'll keep you guys updated on what happens next, but this is about to get pulled completely apart. So I'll keep y'all updated. How's it going, guys? So bit of a time jump. I had a buddy stop by, help me get this thing torn apart, and as he said, I think this is past the point of no return, but thank you for your help, Tim. I don't know how much I've actually shown of all this, but like I told people in the past, this thing has a 6.0 LQ9 for the motor, and it came out of an 03 Silverado SS. Now, currently, this motor is bone stock. And before I choose to put heads, cam, all that on there, I wanted to swap out the transmission because that's my weak link. That's one of the reasons why I'm doing the T56 swap. Plus, I'm having some issues with the 4L60, partially because I didn't put a transcooler on this thing, a proper one. It has one built into the radiator, but I didn't put a bigger one in it. And then also, I'm not easy on this truck, and this 6.0 has kind of hurt that transmission. But that all being said, we have got this truck all tore apart. I'll show you all in a second, but you can kind of see the mess behind me with me blowing out the interior, and it's just kind of everywhere at this point. But I got some cleanup to do. I have some rearranging to do. I got some organizing to do because I really kind of want to tidy some of this stuff up. Next step will be cutting some holes in the floor to make room for the transmission, for the master cylinder, get the column swapped out, stuff like that. But I want to tidy up some of this wiring. I want to make it better. And I want to fill in some of the holes in this floor that are no longer being used, that previous owners have put in. Try to make it a little quieter on the inside. So without further ado, here she is. So you can tell I kind of tore it apart. So next I need to evacuate the Freon and drain the coolant so I can get this box out. I want to reseal this box. You can see some of the harness. So here's where the LS harness comes in through the floor. Mind you, I'm not the one who did this. I'm not real happy about the placement of this. It makes it a real big pain in the butt. But that's where my computer resides in this truck. So all that wire goes back out the firewall. You can kind of see it ties in with some of this other stuff. It goes across, and then my OBD2 scanner's over there. So I just kind of want to tidy some of this stuff up, clean it up, make it look a lot better. But I want to get this box off and reseal it, replace the evaporator core, replace the heater core, stuff like that. And then just replace some of that foam tape that's on there. Just get a good nice seal in this, so that way maybe in the future, like the AC in this truck's not bad, but there's always room for improvement. But like I said, I got this thing all tore apart. But some of the stuff that I want to do is I want to put some plates down here that are like factory. I got other cabs I can drill them out of. Kind of hammer dolly this back down. Same back here. Weld the plates on here and there. And then you get some extra ones, maybe drill them off of that. And then that one back there. Put them there and there. For some reason they had something drilled in the floor there, and 4 holes there. I want to weld that hole up, weld those 4 up. Obviously I got to cut a hole out there for the transmission. I got a plug missing over there on the floor, right there, and I'm pretty sure that adds to some of the sound that I hear out of this thing. And how the throttle cable comes through the firewall, the hole's not big enough for it, so it just kind of floats around. So there's a hole in the firewall. I just want to take all this stuff off, fill in anything that's not needed, maybe spray some stuff in here to help deaden the sound a little bit, and try to make this a nice little cruiser out of it. But as you can tell, I got a lot of work ahead of me on this thing, on this next part of this project. And like I said, my truck basically threw up everywhere out here. So I got all my old seats. Well, these aren't the old seats. These are the 23 Silverado seats. I got my dash over there. Got some of the dash components up there. Got some of my sound system in the bed. So I got to put all that stuff up today. And currently, if I want to, I could plug my computer back up to this truck and I turn the key, sit on a bucket, fire it, and move it. So anywho, I'll sign off for the day, guys. That's it for this project for today. I hope to do more, and I will see y'all later.